you ready? Are we ready? All right, we're ready. Tim, we're ready. I think we're ready. Oh, shit, we're live. Oh, hello. Hello. So tonight, episode what? I think it's 176. Is that right, Tim? Preston, who's running the cameras?
Yeah, 176.
Oh, yeah. So we're up to 176 now. So tonight, tonight we've got DJ Angry Buda, a.k.a. Buda, right?
What's up? Yes.
And so you're a DJ, you're a DMC champion, you're like one of the best scratch DJs in Perth, like in my opinion. Like honestly, I
thank you.
I highly regard what you do. It's pretty cool. So I start every podcast the same, but it's always a good way to get into the whole thing. Who are you and what do you do? Like
sometimes I wonder that on a daily basis. I mean, if you're not questioning, like, everything, you're not really learning more, or not, you don't know where to start. Well, you don't know where you know how to progress in life, I guess. So my name's Buda.
Yeah.
One of my things is DJing.
How did you get into DJing? Like how long have you been a DJ for? Like it seems like forever, right?
Yeah, for a long time, very long.
Yeah. Like when I first moved to Perth, I did this thing where I added a whole bunch of DJs on, like, in the industry, and I think it was you, I think it was Soul Bliss, and I think it was Mind Electric. And that's like when I first moved to Perth, I was like, well, that guy seems really cool. He's playing all these places and all these gigs and stuff like that. And Soul Bliss, he's doing all the house stuff. Like, it's like you guys were pretty up there, in my opinion. So
yeah, no, cheers. Yeah, and those are names that have been in the in the Perth industry circuit for quite a few years, quite a long time. The seasoned vets, I call them, and being one of them as well. But yeah, man. It's there's so many names, so many good DJs out there.
Yeah.
Especially when I came to Perth in, I think it was like 2000.
2000.
Yeah.
So 23 years ago you came over here.
Yeah. I was DJing in New Zealand before that.
How long were you DJing in New Zealand for?
Just for a couple of years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just house parties or like clubs or bars or pubs?
I just went straight into clubs.
What clubs in New Zealand? Like, see if you can pull them up, Tim.
Okay, well, these were like a long time ago. I don't think that they had the internet back then.
But still, that's awesome, though. Like, New Zealand clubs would be sick. Like.
Yeah. So there was a place called The Loaded Hog, which is in Hamilton.
Hog. In where, sorry?
Hamilton.
Hamilton, okay.
New Zealand.
Oh, here we go.
I think that may be still there. Closed.
Yeah, maybe
there
that.
we go.
But what, is it a proper nightclub, like until like 2 a.m., 4 a.m.?
It's basically like it used to go till like 3 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
And back then our DJ set started around about, earliest would be 7 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then would play all the way through one DJ.
It kind of looks like a bit of a pub from the front.
Yeah,
of it.
it was like almost like a late night bar.
Yeah, okay.
Pub. It was probably kind of like a sort of Newport style.
Yeah. Like classic, a bit of cheesy kind of like stuff.
But they had like an inside and outside area. So they had like your slower stuff, out the front, and your faster stuff inside.
So it's usually like two DJs on a Saturday night and stuff then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But back then, like, DJs would easily do maybe 8-hour sets.
Yeah,
straight from start to finish.
Yeah, very nice. That's the way to do it, though. Like,
yeah, well,
just go.
It's the best way for me. Like, I like a very long set, and I like to sort of, flow the vibes and flow the energy as well. And there's a bit of a science behind doing long sets as well. Yeah,
it's almost like a psychology behind it, right? Because it's like you see the crowd, and it's like you kind of look like, I always got taught. It's like, what can you do to play? What can you play to get that girl dancing? What can you play to get that elderly couple in the back, like the 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds to sing along? And like, just to try and be able to provide the right music to get everyone having a good time, right?
Well, that's it. And sometimes it starts from, noticing that people are just tapping their feet.
Yeah.
That's little things like that.
Or shaking their foot or, anything.
Yeah. Or tapping their hand, like, like to the drum beat. And it starts off like sometimes like subconsciously, and then you watch it grow,
Yeah.
and then it grows into like, you know, more of like a wiggle, you know, like a seat wiggle.
That's it. And then
you
they
know.
get up and they start boogieing and have a great time, right?
And then, you know, and then they start like rubbernecking, and they're like, yo,
Rubbernecking. I haven't heard that term in a long time.
Rubbernecking.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
you
like,
know, like, and then, you know, basically like their whole body becomes like, you know, like ignited with the vibe.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, you know, people sort of forget about what they're doing, and they just
get up
come
and
to
dance.
a place where they just enjoy themselves. you
Yeah.
know?
So, like, how did you get into that? Like, when did you officially first start getting into DJing? And what controller did you use as well? So Tim can pull it up.
Okay, so so when I first got into DJing, it was I'll tell you the story. Right?
Okay, here we go.
So, my girlfriend at the time, we had gotten jobs working as shorthand chefs
Okay.
in a nightclub.
Yeah, very nice. Okay.
A brand new like nightclub that was going to open.
What was it called?
That was called the Left Bank Club.
The Left Bank Club in
in
New Zealand as
Hamilton.
well? In Hamilton, yeah.
In Hamilton as well.
Let's see if you can find it, Tim.
Yeah,
Might be able to find some old school photos.
Mate, if you find that, like, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
And basically,
Is that it there?
it's in Hamilton, so
Left Bank Club, Hamilton. Try that.
and it was like down the corner streets, down near the bridge. I don't see.
Wait, scroll down. But yeah, go on though. So.
Yeah, I don't see any of those as big.
What?
That one. Oh no.
Well, try and do some more digging, Tim. But
Okay, so basically we were working in the kitchen, and on my breaks, I used to have half an hour, you know, dinner break.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's the way to do it, right?
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then, you know, what's there to do on your dinner break, you know? So I started watching the DJ. I just like kind of stood, you know, by the booth. Didn't even like, I was too shy to like introduce myself. And
that's the way to do it,
like,
though, right?
I was just like, just like, I didn't know what was going on. What he was
who's this
doing.
girl? Yeah.
You know, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. We play some cool tunes. Like, why not? Anyway, like, so, you know, on one of my breaks, you know, a few weeks in, from working at that place, I go up to the DJ booth on my break, and like we're pretty dead. It's quite a dead night.
Yeah.
And I go up to the DJ booth, and I couldn't see the DJ. I usually standing there like, you know, whatnot. And then I sort of like walked close to the booth and like looked over, and he was sitting down on his record case, and he was like asleep, and he had put on like a mixtape, right?
Wow.
So
Okay.
He must have like caught me on the side of his eye.
Yeah.
And because he was like startled, right? And he jumped up off his record case, right?
And just pretended to start DJing.
And he was like, and the first thing that he said to me that he could say was like, oh, do you want to have a go?
That's awesome.
And I was like, oh, look, man, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I've got no idea.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know what anything does. He goes, no, it's really easy. Like, this is player 1, that's player 2. This is a mixer. Leave the channels up and just use a crossfader to fade from one song to the other.
Yeah.
And
it's
go through
way to
my
do it,
music.
in my opinion. Yeah.
You know, like, and play some songs. So I was like,
what type of songs did you play? And like, what was the vibe? Like, was it classic hip hop or something?
To be honest, I don't even remember.
Yeah. Who's that?
You know, it was just using someone else's music, just playing whatever. Anyway, did that for half an hour. Just used the crossfader. I didn't know anything about beat matching or anything like that, or queuing or nothing.
It was on records as well, right?
These were actually on mini displays.
Mini displays.
Players, yeah.
Mini display.
Yeah. So
players?
like, there were like a Denon.
Let's see if we can find it.
A Denon mini disc dual DJ controller.
Denon mini. Before the Pioneer, before the CDJ.
Yeah. So
I got images?
which is crazy. Yeah. So the one on the bottom left.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah, which was crazy technology for the time, because you could actually. This was when.
Yeah, view image though.
Yeah, I pulled it up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you wanted to do the full one?
Yeah, go full image. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty cool though. I don't know. No. So go back to.
Oh, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, right click. Right click. Yeah.
Open
View
new tab.
image.
Yeah.
Down. Open image and new tab.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
There
look
we
at
go,
that.
there we go, that bad boy.
Look at those
Yeah,
beasts. And so what? Like you can even are those floppy disk inserts?
So those are mini disc inserts.
Mini disc.
Yeah. So it was like very, very high tech for that time. I think it was like 98.
Yeah, for 1998, that's pretty futuristic.
Yeah, very. And like the thing about those, particular like players is that you could record off any media straight onto the mini disc.
Okay, so what do you mean by that? Like you could plug. What?
So they're basically like mini discs were like blank CDs.
Yeah,
for their time.
Yeah,
but you could re-record over 1 million times in that.
Okay. So they weren't like the CDJ 100s where it's like non-rewritable discs.
Yeah. Sorry.
Do you want to see if I can pull up just the mini disc?
Yeah. So back in the days, like you could buy mini discs, blank ones from like your music stores back then. Which were those?
Would that?
Yeah.
So that was kind of like when you had like the PlayStation portable games, right? And they were like little tiny discs that you can put in from memory, I think.
PlayStation, yeah. It's sort of those are like little. Were those like the more like little SD?
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
Yeah, these ones were actually still spinning optical discs. So
really? Okay.
They had like up there, they've got the mini disc Walkmans and stuff.
Top left?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, yep.
This one, yeah?
Well,
either other, they're both the same.
Yeah. Okay. Shock absorbing mechanical. That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is some
old school
ancient artifacts.
Yeah, it sucks about that though, right? There was such a massive technology jump. It's like tapes, CDs, then it's like MP3 players, and now it's all iPhones. Everything's an iPhone.
Well, see,
or an Android. Like. Yeah,
so I think like mini disc players were like massive in like Asia.
Yeah.
So like Japan especially.
Yeah.
Just because of their, they're so compact, and you could even buy like full albums on them.
Really?
As well. Yeah. Back then.
Yeah. Okay.
And like how cute is it to have like a miniature, CD, blah blah blah.
But see, in New Zealand, that would have been like one of a kind, futuristic technology, right?
That was actually, it was very, very futuristic for the time. Like that was the first thing that I ever played on.
Yeah. How that would have I can imagine you kind of would have looked at it and been like, oh shit, what do I do? Like,
so yeah, I mean,
play?
it was hard, not to get it wrong if like the red is the stop and like the green button is the play button.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you've just got like a crossfader to move in between. So basically I was playing with that. Further into my story, I played for half an hour, and I was like, look, man, like, my break's over. I'm gonna go to the kitchen, and I was like, oh,
yeah, go back to work. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thanks for that. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but, and he goes, and the thing he said to me, he said, look, you played a good selection, right? So
that's cool.
So that was my first, piece of like DJ criticism ever.
Yeah.
Basically like you played a good selection, like the songs that you played in the order that you played them. That was good.
That's good though.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know what that meant until years and years later.
Yeah, that's it. 20 years on, you're like, nah, actually, that was pretty good.
So that was all good. And then anytime I would go on my break, I was working like 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
So anytime I would go on my break and he was on, like, he'd let me play for half an hour. So
that's pretty cool.
And that was cool. Gave him a break because DJs, we just play from start to finish, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So so that happened for like a couple of weeks, and then one night I was walking into work, and I got called into the office.
Let me guess, that was like, do you want to be a DJ?
No. Like, basically, they said, hey, look, we need to see you right now. And so I was thinking,
Yeah, you're
I
in
should
the
have been.
shit,
I shouldn't have been out of my area.
Yeah,
I should have just been in the kitchen. I'm gonna get in trouble.
That's it. Yeah,
I don't want to lose my job.
How old were you when this was happening?
19.
19. That mentality going through. I'm in the trouble now.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh man, like I was expecting like some real bad news.
Yeah.
And then so I got into the office. They shut the door.
Mm.
And then they just said, look, we're gonna get straight to the point. Apparently, we've just had a falling out with our DJ.
Okay.
Right. And and apparently, you know, we've got no DJ tonight. And also apparently, like, you, out of everybody here, you're the only one that knows how to use the DJ equipment.
So you're up.
And I'm like,
here we go.
I'm like, okay. And they're like, you know how to use it, right? And I said, well, I can play songs.
Mm.
And they're like, great, we want you to play songs for the rest of the night. And, you know, like, you'll be out of the kitchen. We'll pay
that's it. You'll be right.
We'll
You'll
pay
be the
the same
DJ
wages as well, like, and at least you have a cool job. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I didn't really know what I was in for. I was like, didn't know if I was going to, like, last the whole night playing music. You know what I mean? Like,
but did you have your own music? Or
no, I didn't have my own music. I had whatever music was there, and I just winged.
What music was there?
It was all sorts, like a lot of like commercial, like, you know, like hits and stuff like that, and classics.
Yeah, I can imagine for 1998 you would have been sitting there like just going through the records.
I mean,
and
like
stuff,
there was a lot of cool music out at the time that they kind of had.
Yeah.
You know, which I was familiar with, and I sort of worked backwards from there. You know. I ended up DJing, and
right. How long? Well, sorry, you go here.
Yeah, and they never found a replacement because I just played the right music at the right time.
So then how long were you the DJ there for? Like,
for about, I don't know, 3.5 months.
Really? Okay, that's awesome. Though.
Yeah,
and like Fridays and Saturday nights?
No, this was like 4 nights a week.
4 nights a week? You were that's not bad. It's like, don't worry about the kitchen. You're the DJ now.
Yeah. Like, so it was like 4 nights a week.
Yeah, okay. That's sweet. Like,
and I mean, you know,
how did like?
It was.
Well, sorry, you go.
No, you.
I was gonna say, it's like, how was the development though? Like, your first time, you're like, oh, like, you know, I'll just give this a go, and then the falling out, and then you're like, wait a minute, it's all me now. So then 4 nights a week, 3-4 nights a week for like 3-4 months. That's
yeah.
It's like, were you kind of like 2 months in being like, this is pretty cool?
I didn't know any different.
Yeah,
I was just giving it a go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just like trying to have some fun with it.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand. You know, like, you know, obviously, like, what the, you know, directions you can go with DJing through it and stuff like that. You know, like at the moment my skills started to, you know, increase was when there was this one guy, his name was James Nutley.
Okay.
And he was a DJ at the Loaded Hog, right? Which was a hot spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he used to play a lot of like ministry, sort of like house music kind of thing. Anyway, they used to close at 3, but we used to go all the way till 4, right? So everybody from there will come and, you know, for the last hour and get their last drinks in and whatnot. So it would go crazy. Like,
yeah, it would.
Crazy.
It was the last place to go to.
Yeah,
just
last
pack
place,
out.
everyone's just packed out. Everyone's trying to get in and like these lines for days. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, he comes in and he goes, and he's leaning over. He's watching me mix. Well, fade in and out songs, right? Radio mix. And he's asking me if I know how to mix. I'm like, nah, I don't really know. And he's like, how long you been doing this for? I'm like, just a couple of weeks.
yeah.
And then he's like, look, he gives me his number on a card and he goes, come to my house. Here's my address. Come to my house Monday, 12 o'clock. And
that's so good.
We'll catch up and like, you know.
That's so good. He was just openly willing to take you in and just like to teach you.
Yeah. Because he was just like, you know, well, he was just open, just a cool dude.
Yeah.
You know? And he was right into his music, you know. So I used to go there on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
We used to like, you know,
just
he used to
out,
teach me like a lot of things, like how to beat and match and BPMs and like bars and like, you know, like calculating effects and like, you know, also like music history, like with stuff that he's passionate about as well. You know,
what type of music was he into then?
Very much like electronic music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like Ministry of Sound.
Yeah,
vibes,
yeah.
you know,
So he showed me like a few like tracks, which was like Josh Wink, Higher State of Consciousness.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Which is like a
Just Wink, Higher State of
Consciousness.
See if you can find it. Right, let's pull
which
it
is
up.
one of my like most favorite like first time sort of like, you know,
Yep, Josh.
house tracks.
Obviously we can't play, but
Well,
maybe
it's
I can grab an album cover, yeah?
Yeah.
Not John.
No,
John.
wait, I was actually
Josh.
close the last time. Look,
Josh Wink, not John Wick.
Yeah. I don't know.
No,
Yeah, that's the one.
no. It's,
Oh,
okay.
I mean, like that's. I'm not. Well, it's strictly rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so with that, like,
So this one here as well, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll just pull it up for the stream now.
yeah. So, well, you go on.
It's
Sorry.
predominantly like a break, like sort of like an acid, electro acid breakbeat
Yeah.
sort of track.
It would have been so cool to be DJing and hanging out in that era, though. Like, cause like late '90s, right? Early 2000s, and it's just compared to what it is now, it's like you know, Perth is pretty commercial and cheesy, right?
I mean, it's so crazy how many like levels of intensity music goes through.
Yeah.
Over you know, like cycles of time.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Because music always goes through cycles.
Yeah.
Like we always just
exactly.
like get new stuff, and then like things will phase out, and then
Yeah.
a genre will get rebirthed again. It's like with tech house.
Yeah.
Tech house has just started coming through like hardcore at the moment.
That's right. Well, I find like, you know, the energy of like the trends sort of like, you know, they'll start off, or they'll be at a particular sort of peak, or whether like it's like really hardcore, you know, like high energy stuff, or really like fast tempoed stuff as well. And then it'll go, you know, I remember when the hard house era sort of died off.
Yeah, it's
like, you
that
know,
was like
in
early
2000.
Yeah.
It was in 2000. Mixmag,
Yep.
you know, which was like a religious.
Yeah, that's it.
DJ Bible.
Can you
They
pull up
came out
Mixmag?
monthly.
Yeah, Mixmag was literally just like it
Yeah.
was the Bible.
It was-
What's going
yeah,
on?
it was
What's
the gospel
happening?
of like, you know,
Yeah.
everything that's been coming through, that's being released. That's
It's
being
kind of like
played.
Express magazine as well for Perth, right?
Very much.
Like Express Mag was like, what's happening in Perth?
Yeah.
Get your Express Mag at your local pub.
That's right. And they had like you know, like wherever the mags were from as well. They have like areas where you could go and see festivals and whatnot, and who will be playing, and it would be like the ultimate promo mag. You know, they'll go through DJ equipment, you know, do's and don'ts, and they have like it's almost sort of like, yeah,
It was almost like the Bible basically for DJs, as you said before, right?
pretty much, and it was such a good magazine.
But then, so with that, so you were playing at that venue, right? And you did that for like 3-4 months. But then, what happened after that? And then, what brought you over here to Perth?
Okay, yeah. So I worked at that venue, and then due to sort of like bad management, they went into liquidation.
Yeah, it happens.
You know,
it
like
happens to venues.
Yeah, it happens to venues, but it was more or less bad management.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but things can happen like that. But yeah, go on though. Sorry. Yeah.
So through that time, through that happening, and through meeting James as well, I had sort of, you know, like, well, basically, like he had told me that he was coming to Perth.
So he was
leaving to come to Perth.
So he came to Perth, and you came to Perth with him.
Yeah, eventually.
Okay,
eventually,
yeah, but still, that's cool though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but he left to come to Perth first.
Yeah.
And then so he put in a good word for me at the Loaded Hog, which was like the hot spot. And so I ended up taking his spot.
What venue was this again, sorry?
The Loaded Hog.
The Loaded Hog.
So
yeah.
so that's the venue that we looked at first, but that was the second venue that I ever worked at.
Yeah.
And so we were playing. Well, I was playing a lot of like house music.
Yeah, okay.
Like disco house and
classics and stuff.
hard house. Like, you know, I think the Wild CDs were out then as well. And
the Wild CDs.
Yeah, Wild CDs. Like,
can we pull that up? So Wild CDs. Who made them? Was it kind of like Ministry Sound?
They were like a Ministry sort of compilation, I think.
Like that? Oh, yeah. I've seen that logo before. Yeah, actually.
Yeah. So you've got like, say, even like if you go to like the purple one. Yeah.
Like Volume 8 Mega Mix by Alex K.
Yeah. So go see if you can open up a.
Try get the track list. Do some research and try and find the track list. But the Wild CDs. Yeah.
So those CDs were like, like all your electronic, dance music tracks.
Was that kind of around the same era as Skits mixes as well?
Yes. Yeah. Very much so.
Because I remember Skits mixes.
They were like on the shelf together a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That was dance music. Like for me, Skits mix.
But I mean, even then, like back then, you could buy the newest one that came out and play it that night, and people would just be so pumped.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like because of the energy of the movie that the music that was around that time. So
I feel like I gotta dive through.
So Horny by Moose T.
Venga Boys, Up and Down, the more airplay.
So this gives you like say 666 a mock. So this gives you like an idea of tracks that were out.
Yeah. Around
that time. And what year was that? Does it say? 98.
98. Damn.
Yeah. So that was kind of like around the time where I started playing,
classics, like absolute classics.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to today's day and age, but back then they would have been just what's going on, right?
Yeah, man. Like and people were like, I don't know, there was so much music coming out that people were just, I don't know, they were just dancers.
Yeah.
They were just dancers.
So then with that, because like when you took over that venue then, so then like were you just doing Fridays and Saturdays or 4 nights a week again? Because
I was doing 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and then I also was doing a couple of other bars here and there.
Okay. Can we in Hamilton as well?
Yeah, in Hamilton. But
can we pull up Hamilton if that's right?
Yeah.
Because like Hamilton and New Zealand, so then like what was it like back then, like in the early 2000s? Because like New Zealand is like, Australia's got a small population, but then New Zealand's got a smaller population, and when you compare it to like New York City or San Francisco or India or anywhere, it's like New Zealand is like, it's tiny compared to.
There's a lot of Cuzzy Bros over there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but that's the thing about it though. No, go maps. I want to have a look at Google Maps. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so if you so check out Hamilton map.
Yeah, because like,
and then you'll be able to see like whereabouts. So Hamilton's sort of like almost centre in a yeah. Keep on going out. So if you keep so Hamilton is just below Auckland. So
see, I really want to visit New Zealand because it just looks so beautiful, and all the photos and everything I've seen about it just looks out of this world. It's just like, it's cool.
It's so lovely over there. Like it's.
And so, did you grow up in Hamilton then, or where?
I grew up like see if you move to the right of the coast, Tauranga. Keep on going. Now to the left. Just where that little curve is. So keep on going. Move your mouse to the bottom right.
To bottom right. No, move your mouse. Tauranga?
Yeah, Tauranga. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The bold text. Come on, Tim. There you go. Yeah, Tauranga city.
so that area there, there's a small place just called Kati, just around up there, which is like 20 minutes from Tauranga.
Well, see, that's what's so crazy as well, because it's like it doesn't take long to drive from like the right side to the left side of New Zealand. Like, it
really
looks big on Google Maps, but at the same time, it is an island.
There's a lot of hills and mountains and that you can go around and over. And, it's it's even though it can still be a trek. Yeah. But it's not. I mean, you can go from the top to the bottom.
Can we figure that out? Let's go from the top. Let's pull up directions from the top of New Zealand to the bottom of New Zealand. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. So go from from the top. So Cape Ranga. Do directions from Cape Ranga. Can I actually pinch a beer if that's okay?
Yeah, go for it. Big
shout out to Buda for bringing beers to the podcast. I've actually I was telling you before, I was on a wine crawl, so I'm like, what, 4 glasses of wine deep? Maybe. Like, but so in saying that, though, so you came over here in the early 2000s, right? Whilst, like, Tim's all sorting this out. So you came over into early 2000s, and that was to follow that guy, or?
Yeah. He was here for a year already. And I was at his spot for about a year.
Oh, there you go. So 13 hours and 22 minutes. That's not too bad.
That's just a drive. So
Just the drive, yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you spent like 2 weeks in New Zealand and you were just driving around everywhere, you could potentially see a lot of it, but not all of it then, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like if you spent...
Well, that's right. I mean, 'cause, like, that's just going straight through the centre. Like, you're going to miss out a lot as well.
Yeah, of course,
around the edges.
That's what I mean. If you spend like
that.
13 days just driving anywhere and everywhere in that 13 hours, you could... But that's not even going to the bottom island.
Yeah, that's just one island, yeah.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. But then, so yeah, going back to the DJing, so you came over here. And then what was it like in the early 2000s over here? Because, I mean, I only got into the industry maybe 2012, 2013 was when I first moved to Perth.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was still a bit fresh to it. Yeah, that's it. As I said, I added all...
the clock a little.
yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah?
In the early 2000s when I came over, the music scene was pumping.
Yeah.
People were partying.
Yeah.
You know.
They were there for the music as well, right?
Yeah, they were there for the music.
Yeah.
The festivals were pumping. The energy was pumping. Like,
it's so different how everything's changed now, right? It's just so wild how it's like...
No, the substances have changed a lot,
too.
Yeah,
this is true, yeah.
You know, like,
kids are on a whole different level. Like.
Which, that era, of 2000... And what went on there is like so completely so different to what it's like now.
Yeah.
Trust me, like I went to listen to that like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just to check it out, just to
to see what the kids are up to.
Yeah. Like for me, it's research. I went with my neighbour and my daughter and her boyfriend and
very nice. Yeah.
Not like so, which was cool. But yeah, like back then, it was in 2000s. I think that it was just cool. It was cool, I think there was like a lot of Groove Armada was around.
Yeah, that's it. Classics,
like
good classics. Fatboy Slim,
Prodigy, like
yeah.
there was a lot of really good shit out there, and like the quality was just, like it was packed. It was quality packed with the music.
That's it. People were there to vibe, to chill, to dance, to have a good time. Sometimes I feel like, with today's day and age, people are more looking at what outfit they've got on and taking more social media photos and trying to promote themselves rather than just going somewhere just to have fun. Or like, see how munted they can get in the dance floor. But I mean, I can imagine that might not have changed as much as the 2000s.
Sometimes it's like an age thing as well, or a maturity thing. But hey, there's no age limit for immaturity.
This is very true. Yeah, I'm 30 and I still get absolutely hammered. So,
like whatever. Everyone's got their own reasons. And as long as it's enjoyable for them,
that's it. That's what matters, right?
Yeah.
But then, so like when you moved over here, how was it trying to get into gigs then? Because like I can imagine like you built up, a base over in New Zealand. And it's almost like one of those things like, when I was younger, a friend of mine was telling me to move over to Melbourne. But I was like, if I move to Melbourne, then I have to start at the bottom. Like I've already started, networking, socializing, getting gigs here and there and the whole lot. If I move to Melbourne, no one's going to know who I am. And it's almost like, because for me, it was just about the music. I just wanted to keep DJing and just wanted to be part of it. Yeah. But I can imagine for you as well, it's like you were playing gigs in New Zealand. And you go over to you come over here, like I've played over here and I've done that and I've done this, and they're like, never heard of the place, right? So when was your first gig over here? Where was it? Like?
So it was basically on the weekend, the first time I jumped behind the decks over here was on the weekend that I landed.
Really? On the weekend that you landed?
Yeah.
Where at? That's awesome.
There was a place called... so I moved over to come and like stay with my mate.
But so like
for a little bit, and then he already had a residency.
Yeah, Hero 8
Which
Connections.
was down,
then, yeah.
which was down south. So he was doing like a Saturday night residency.
Whereabouts as well?
So this is called the Gate nightclub
in Coburn?
Bunbury.
In Bunbury.
Yeah.
The Gate in Bunbury.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it called Fitzgerald's now? Or?
No. It's opposite the road. Like I know what Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah.
I played
Opposite
at
the.
Fitzgerald's quite
Yeah,
a bit. Like.
the bloody Fitzgerald's in Bunbury. It's been an interesting place. So like when I first started growing up, when I was younger, it's like you go to Exit nightclub. And you go to Fitzgerald's. And it's just the way it was. But then Fitzgerald's now owns Exit nightclub.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I'll keep that on the hush hush, kind of. Yeah. Even though we're live on camera. But it's just one of those things where it's like now the guy that owns Fitzgerald's, he's leasing out Exit. And so with that, it's good because then, people go to Fitzgerald's and then they go to Exit later on. But it's not called Exit. It's called something completely different now.
Yeah.
But so that's wild though. So what?
So the Gate.
The Gate in Bunbury.
Bunbury nightclub. Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was like 2000.
2000.
Yeah, and then they
dig
I
deeper.
wouldn't be surprised if it was the same place that the Exit is.
Yeah. Well, no, because you said it was close to the row, right?
Sorry.
Where did you say it was close to? Like what street was that on?
So it's across the road from Fitzgerald.
From the Fitzy's.
Yeah.
So did it have the laneway as well, where Exit was?
No. So it's not where Exit was. So it's like basically across the road. With that first road just on the corner there.
Oh yeah, the pub, yeah.
Yeah, the pub.
So, I'll pull that up.
There's an underground car park. If you go up that road.
I know exactly
what it was. It used to be. Now it's a gym, I think. But it used to be a massive.
Yeah. So pull up Bunbury Exit, and then go on Google Maps, and then go down the road to where it's just in between that and the kebab store. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. See, I used to go.
There's a road between the kebab store.
Yeah.
So it was behind the kebab store.
Yeah.
Basically,
so many drunk nights there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many drunk nights there. Because that's the thing, is for me, I grew up in Bustleton, and growing up in Bustleton. So so there's Exit.
I'm going to bring up on camera so we're all doing it together. So
Okay.
Yeah. No, left. Yeah. Go down there. Yeah, this is wild though. So you were DJing there.
Yeah. Go. Another one.
Yeah.
One more.
Now turn right.
No, turn right. Turn right.
Stick, by the way.
Go back a little bit.
Yeah. Turn. Go that way.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So there's that little bar there, but straight across the road from there. So just turn around.
Yeah.
So I go, oh wow.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, it's changed, hasn't it? Yeah.
So actually, keep on. No. Go up the road a bit more.
Just a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh, there's a car park.
Yeah.
So that set of stairs there, that used to be the entry.
That's crazy for a nightclub in the early 2000s.
And it was so high tech for its time.
Yeah. But then, so did he live in Perth and travel down to Bunbury to go there, or did he live in Bunbury?
just on the weekends. It was part of a complex called the Lord Forest Hotel, which is basically attached to it, a massive.
And then you can see the iconic Bunbury milk carton.
Yeah, pretty much right next door.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Everyone refers to that as the milk carton. It's just it's a weird multi-story building. But that's crazy. So then, what type of music was playing there? Were you playing Flow Rida Low?
No, we were basically playing rave style, house, hard house.
Armand Van Helden, stuff like that. Classics.
Yeah, very much so. Very much. Yeah. A lot of Disco Candy.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of stuff.
Disco Candy. Can you pull up Disco Candy? Also, do we have any comments as well, Tim?
No, but I wanted to say, I wanted to ask him about the crowd, because it can be quite rough in Bunbury now.
It can be,
rough
yeah.
Back then?
Yeah, was it rough back then?
It was. I mean, yes and no.
Yeah.
There was more people. Way more people dancing than, having, beef with each other.
Well, see, it's just wild how everything has changed, right? The whole demographic, the way people go out. It's from when I first moved to Perth, it's kind of you go to. I got told when I first moved to Perth, if you go to what's the club at the casino? It wasn't Eve. Was it Eve? Eve nightclub?
Yeah, Eve
yeah.
nightclub, or-
I got
yeah.
told when I first moved to Perth, take a knife with you to Eve so you can protect yourself. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I got told as well, when you go to Paramount as well, get ready to get into a fight because people just get into fights there. But it's wild how things change, but not really. Like
I was there right at the start when they opened Eve.
Really?
I was like a resident there.
Really?
Yeah.
But then, like, from playing here, then how did you progress to Eve? Like,
oh man, okay, well that was a little bit more further down the line.
Yeah.
I guess like, well, I'll continue from Bunbury.
Yeah,
right?
of course, yeah.
So,
As I said, you seem like you got a bit of a legacy at the moment.
So I've been around. I've played at quite a fair few places, a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of like international warm-up support, toured with artists as well.
Sweet, yeah, okay.
Also done, just a lot of a lot of parties. Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself doing this kind of stuff when you were younger?
No, I was always into music.
Yeah.
I didn't, back in the days, like at the blue light discos, which were the
school discos,
discos,
yeah, I remember those.
So we used to get right into that, and we used to have do synchronized dance offs and
very cool.
way back before like TikTok and shit.
Yeah. Before that, just
we didn't
took
have
over,
didn't even have phones back then. We just did the moves and remembered them.
Yeah.
With our brains.
Just like classic kind of stuff.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of dance competitions, which is the way that I guess I understand the expression of how people can express themselves through the power of music and and whatever else, however it makes them feel. Being a dancer. I wasn't really a dancer, but I believed I was. Good enough.
That's the same thing with me, right?
To win some blue light disco. You know what I mean? And understanding the enjoyment of it as well, is important to me. As when I'm playing music, and when I get tune people into a certain vibe, and sometimes that's what it's like when you're starting off and you're opening all the way through to close, and people are sort of drifting in and that, and you'll say you're almost sort of just playing gathering music.
That's
you know
it. Yeah. Playing crowd favorites until someone starts dancing, and then they all start dancing.
Oh well, even then, I try and play. I'll play something that people, enjoy, or even haven't heard for a while, and then I'll play along with something with people definitely don't know, something that they don't know, but so that I can sort of feed them vibe rather than them sitting there saying I don't know this song for all the songs that they don't know.
Yeah.
If I give it one, it's sort of
that's the thing. It's they would have
it tunes them into the vibe rather than
see the way
expecting to know every song.
The way I've always looked at it is they have heard it at least maybe once or twice, because if they have listened to the radio, when you introduce people to new music, then it's you might be a little bit of ahead. The new Dua Lipa song. Can you pull up that new Dua Lipa? I think it's terrible. She's got a good voice. It's not bad, but it's Dua Lipa. It's pretty cheesy. Right here. But at the same time, it's when you play that a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier, before it starts doing the rounds. So just go Dua Lipa, new song.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, and so not Dance the Light. DJ Lady Angie said it to me earlier. Pun?
Meet Me Tonight?
No, not Meet Me Tonight. Oh, I can't remember. There's this new song that's just taken off by Dua Lipa, but it's crazy how it's it all takes a while. It's the DJs will find that song, start playing that out and about, but people are oh, what's this? And then 2 weeks later, oh, can you play this? It's wild with that.
Well, you've got different styles of entertainers.
Yeah.
And DJs that know what it's like. I know firsthand what that's like to be playing songs before people actually
catch on to it.
start appreciating them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in the same way, you can use one of those songs exactly the same way as like playing something familiar, and if the next song, like the Dua Lipa one, vibes that people don't know it,
Yeah.
but it still holds that energy
That's
and the
it.
same vibe.
Well,
you know what I
see,
mean?
it's
Like,
even like levitating as well. Like I was playing levitating before it really, really took off.
yeah,
And it's like, come on, this is not actually that bad of a track. Like this is going to take off.
yeah,
And then it's like girls just don't resonate with it. And now it's like all they want is freaking that song. Like,
well, you know, and this also comes down to like, you know, the types of crowds that come to the certain venues that
Yeah.
you know where people are playing.
yeah,
You know, like you're going to get particular sort of like what needs and wants for certain venues.
That's
you
it,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Especially if that's what, you know, like their demographic eating up at
Yeah.
the time. You know.
But so,
And-
well, sorry, you go.
Oh no. And
Oh.
it's good. It's good to understand those. You know, like those things too. You know.
Yeah. But see, that's what it comes down to from being a good DJ and being able to understand, read the crowd, play appropriately, do your research, spend time, and actually make it a job, right? That's the thing about it. Is like a lot of people just like, yeah, like I've been a culprit of this where it's like I'll just open my laptop and start playing, but I haven't done any research in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh shit, and then a girl will come up and request a song. I don't have it, but then I have to buy it on the fly, analyze it, and play it and make it work. But at the same time, it's like if I was doing my job properly, like some other DJs, then it's like they would buy that song previously and get it ready.
Yeah.
But that's where it's crazy because it's like using laptop compared to USBs because
Yeah,
USB you're only got music on your USB.
The thing I find is that you can never keep up.
Yeah,
You know, you
There's
can
so
only
much
keep up to a
stuff.
certain degree.
yeah,
Because like unlike back in like the 90s and stuff, well, the early 2000s, where people would only get their music off CDs,
yeah.
you know, albums,
Going
radio,
through record stores and all
play,
sorts.
record-
Sanity, the
yeah.
whole lot. Like, can we pull
Napster,
up Sanity?
even like Napster, like you know, like the-
yeah. That's
you know,
it.
like
Or
before the, you
LimeWire.
know, like, and then they went to like MP3 players where people can like have like a device they can play
yeah.
their stuff off, right?
Pull up Sanity and LimeWire.
So these are avenues that people used to listen to music now. Like
Yeah.
now, people got so much choice.
Yeah.
They've got like Spotify.
That's
they've got
what I
like all
find
these
so
other
crazy,
things.
right?
Like, we're
Like,
they're so spoiled for choice that they're, you know, like it's not, you know, these, you know, not everyone listens to the charts.
mm,
Do you know what I mean? And everyone's got their own little like left field sort of like style playlists and whatnot. But people like, people are listening to so much more sort of diverse stuff these days.
I have to say, I was on LimeWire. Were you on LimeWire? Because I was on LimeWire.
Did your computer get an STD from that? as well?
Yeah, I think it did, yeah. Quick fact. Did you know that Soulja Boy, Crank That, right, it became big because he was uploading Crank That as things as like Linkin Park Numb or like Faint. And also things such as like, you know, Sean Paul Temperature or
Yeah, no
all
shit.
sorts of all other names. And people would download that song, then
Yeah.
realize like, what the hell is this shit? And it's Crank That by Soulja
yeah.
Boy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
bam, he took off. Like,
Oh yeah, I may have been rickrolled like that a couple
yeah,
of times over the
that's
years.
it,
like,
yeah.
downloading a song and
Soulja
it's
Boy
not
up
even-
in it. Oh. But that's how he became huge though. He rickrolled the whole system.
Oh
Like,
shit!
yeah.
Pre-SoundCloud mixtapes and stuff like that.
That's it, yeah. You just like, you think you're getting Britney Spears Toxic, but you're not. You're getting Soulja Boy Crank That.
You can crank that remix.
Yeah, that's it. But so like, let's backtrack a little bit. So you were doing that gig in Bunbury then.
Yeah.
And then so like, what was your first Perth gig? And then like, how did
I
it
mean,
all...
like,
oh,
well,
sorry, you go.
Yeah, so like, Bunbury was just like I've played so many different nightclubs like over the years.
Yeah.
Bunbury was like sort of like set it off. I mean, we were there I was in Perth for about 4 weeks, and then my friend James got us jobs as DJs up in Broome.
Sorry, James.
He got us jobs
Okay, yeah,
as
yeah.
DJs
Yeah.
up in Broome,
Nice, yeah.
where we would look after basically a venue each
Really?
for music.
That's cool. What venues were they? Was it the Rowie still? Or?
Yeah. So basically, it was back then. One was called the Nippon Inn.
The what, sir?
The Nippon.
Nippon.
Yeah, Nippon Inn,
Okay. In
which
Broome.
is Skylar Bar, I think it's called now.
Was it?
Oh,
No, yeah, type in
the-
Broome. That looks like it's in England somewhere.
Nippon in Broome. Yeah, Nippon. That's it. Nippon.
So no space? No.
Yeah, under this. Did you mean?
Underneath,
Did
yeah.
you mean?
Did you mean? Did you mean?
The words. Yeah. Yeah. So that.
I feel like I got to teach Tim how to use Google.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know how to use Google.
Yeah, it's a skill in itself. I was like, Microsoft Excel. What even is that?
Yeah. So I can't. Well, it used to be around in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And so, and there was another club as well, Nippon and Tokyo Joe's.
Tokyo Joe's in Broome.
Yeah.
How far away is that from Japan? like, why would you call it Tokyo Joe's?
Well, because they had a lot of Japanese. They got pearlers and stuff like that. They've got a lot of Japanese influence.
Click that link though. Let's go through that. The history of nightlife, Western Australia. Yeah, that one. Yeah, but yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's because I've got these ties to Japan through Broome. Yeah. Very nice. So they've got statues and stuff like that.
But then, how long were you playing in Broome for?
Like just for a season.
Okay.
And then moved to Brisbane.
But you moved to Brisbane?
Yeah, then moved to Brisbane.
Really? Okay.
What
year
Brisbane.
was this?
This is like 2001.
No shit.
Yeah.
So it's like 1998.
I don't want to go through my whole story.
No, keep going. This is good.
But yeah, so went to Brisbane for about a year. DJ'd there for a year at a few places, R&B, hip hop nightclubs.
Yeah.
Moved back to Perth.
What made you want to move to Brisbane, and then what made you want to move back to Perth?
I had met somebody, and we both moved from Broome.
It's all about the girls.
The
lady.
Well,
the lady of your
check
life, convinced you to come back.
I had a big rubber arm back then as well.
Very nice.
So I was there, and then things didn't work out, so I moved back.
Yeah.
And I've pretty much been in WA since but I've sort of I was living back down in Bunbury. I and then moved up from Bunbury to Perth. The whole time, throughout all my years, I've been DJ.
So you just haven't stopped. Have you ever had a day job as well, or has it always just been DJ?
I have had day jobs, and I think my last day job was probably about 15 years ago.
Good. But see, that's the thing about it as well. It's like having a day job and then also DJ on the weekend. It's so hard to juggle sometimes, especially if it's in hospitality or entertainment or nightlife or something like that, because you want to do the DJing, but at the same time, it's just trying to find that Monday to Friday. And then being able to get off early on Friday to go off and DJ somewhere, right? I've done that circuit before, and
it
can be so flat out.
It can be very much, very demanding. On your body.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
See, I'm only just realizing that now, to be honest. But I'm still going to push through, keep going.
Yeah. So for me, I don't know. I just. I realized that I could, because I'm so flexible and diverse and dynamic, and all the music that I've collected, which is very, very, very wide, far and wide, that I could, support and live just straight off DJing alone,
Well, that's the thing. What people don't realise is the pay is really good, and if you're good at what you do, and you get the long hours, then it works out. But that's where it's a silly thing of just I've got to play a nightclub for 1 hour, and it's you don't get enough to live off. How are you going to pay your rent for 1 hour?
There's 1 2-hour gigs don't pay the bill.
That's it. And it's the popularity, and I can be look at me playing to 500 people. But at the same time, it's if you go and do a 6-hour gig at somewhere that turns into a nightclub or it turns into a fun bar, that's where it works out, right? It's like Rottnest Island, right? Because so you do the Rottnest Hotel.
Yeah. And
so we're doing that. What time do you start at Rottnest Hotel?
Well, recently I was there, and I would start at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
and go through till 8 p.m.
That's not bad.
You know what I mean?
That's not bad.
And
a 6-hour set.
Yeah, it's a straight 6 hours.
Rottnest.
Yeah, Rottnest. Through from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And the weather is lush.
Yeah.
And
It's such a beautiful place.
yeah.
And you get to stay the night there as well,
You
right?
get to stay the night as
Yeah,
well.
then you're just like
Pretty
literally
lucky.
hanging out in paradise almost.
Yeah.
But see, that's like what we were talking about just before we went live. Is I had no idea about the history of the place,
Yeah,
and it's so haunting. Like, it's,
well, you know, like there's so much history
yeah.
that has been, I guess, like.
Don't look up the history of Rottnest. No, that's horrific. Just think of the Quackers, okay? No one look up the history of Rottnest because it's horrific. It's pretty bad.
You know, like there's a lot of horrific history
Yeah.
in a lot of places.
Just
you know
think of the
what I mean?
Quackers. Just look how cute they are, right? Look at the little photo on the right-hand side. Grand Island Tour from Fremont. Look at that little thing. And think of the music as well, right? But that's what it comes down to, though, as well. It's like a lot of people I've found, it's like, they look at DJ gigs like, I get to play at a nightclub for 1 hour, but it doesn't pay the bills. And that's where it's like, they've got to look at it's like doing 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is, 4 hours. It's more fun and enjoyable. Don't you think when it's like, when you build the atmosphere, you build the music, you build the vibe, and then as soon as it hits like 9 o'clock, you get people dancing, it's like, you get that feeling of, it's like, I've created this, like, because you've got your music repertoire, you know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
then it's just worked, right?
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, and this is where it's important for you, Phil. I mean, there's so much that goes behind DJing. People just
Yeah.
think, okay, you go in and you play bangers and then you're done.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
it
Then they'll just
doesn't
rock
work
up.
that easily. Though.
Yeah. But see,
And-
for new up-and-coming DJs, that's where it's like they need to realise that it's not just about 1 hour sets. It's about being able to create the atmosphere.
I mean, like the people have eventually they learn.
Yeah.
You know, eventually they come to a place where they have to try and understand or learn if they want to progress. You know?
Yeah,
And some people don't progress past like being like an hour or 2 hour set DJ.
yeah.
You know, and full time DJing isn't for everybody.
That's exactly it,
You
yeah.
know, because that's not just DJing. That's also promoting, marketing yourself as well.
That's exactly
That's
it.
also, you know,
It's such a
having that
full-time job.
experience. You know, like having like like excess amount of experience and knowledge. You know, like it's teething problems. It's like
It's
a
understanding,
lot.
it's-
There's so much that goes behind it, like collecting music, being on top of that, like preparing. You know, understanding your market or your demographic.
Where you're playing, what's going on, the atmosphere, the vibe, you know, like
The
I can
whole lot,
imagine
yeah.
playing, like, you know, for example, playing, say, did you ever play at Brass Monkey? Because I never actually played there.
I didn't.
Ah.
No, I think there's one place I never played. Oh,
I was just going to say that because,
I
like,
don't think so. Yeah.
because like Brass Monkey, even though it's a classic pub, when you compare it to Rottnest Hotel, it's like it's two different things. It's like beachy hotel compared to like in a city classic
Oh
pub.
yeah, of
Like,
course.
yeah.
of course.
And that's what it is. It comes down to reading the vibe, the atmosphere, the people, the whole lot. It's like being able to be smart about it
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the whole lot. But let's backtrack though. So like, let's backtrack. So you're playing in Bunbury. You're playing all sorts of gigs, and you moved to Brisbane, then you moved
Yeah.
back to Perth.
Yeah, and then moved back to Perth.
But then, how did the scratching come into it though? And what gear were you using? Like, what CDJs, and were they CDJs or?
Yeah. Okay. So the scratching came into it. Like, so even though I learned the first pair of DJ decks I jumped on were the mini displays.
Yeah, which were amazing. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, like
That's
you
so
know, like
cool.
they were pretty high tech. But I also had borrowed. A friend of mine had. Shout outs to B-Man. A friend of mine had lent me his turntables and like a couple of crates of records.
Technics 1200s.
Yeah, Technics
Oh, can we
1200s,
pull
yeah,
those
yeah.
out? Those absolute
And also,
classics.
like, he had like the DMC World Mixer Technics mixer as well.
Those
at the
things,
time.
I gotta say, those things are legendary. I've only ever used them maybe once or twice because I had the digital Tractor
Yes,
records,
Yes,
and so I was using them on my Tractor S4, like plugging them in through the phono output, phono input. Sorry, but the thing is, like, everyone I've talked to, the 1200s, the Technics, they are like the elite of the turntables, right? Like,
Yeah.
they don't sell them anymore or anything like that, but like they were it. Like, am I right? Like,
Oh, they are. They basically like they are the heavy artillery.
yeah,
players,
heavy
you know, like-
artillery. You
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
wreck them.
Yeah, pretty much built like tanks. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, people would even like stand on them and have like the platters still spinning them around.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, like, before I bought mine, I stood on them first.
Just to make sure they worked.
Like, and just like, okay.
Very nice. But then, how did you dive into this? Because, like, you won DMC champion, like, for Australia. Well, WA, right? Or Australia?
Yeah, so, no, WA. That was 2015. So I'd been scratching for, quite a few years over time.
Yeah.
But I started in New Zealand, like, in 98.
Yeah. You know, well, actually scratching it.
Yeah, actually just toying with the idea of like being able to do so. You know, being able to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
add like your own effect to it almost. And
I was just amateur as fuck. Like, so I just sort of like getting, spend a little time like getting some coordination together, and then sort of like, a couple of, basic skills and that. And I think like I didn't fully just focus on that because I was like right into playing music. And like I really wanted to. I was aiming at like making like every transition like really smooth and cool and whatnot. Like which however way. So I guess over time, over the years, I've always added scratching and stuff like that into my sets, and I've got like, guys added like DJs added inspirations as well, like like Krafty Kuts and like like DJ Craze, like.
Well, speaking of DJ Craze, there is right there.
Mike as well, like just I was just intrigued by like the crazy manipulation of like just records in general, how like how many sounds I could like tweak out of like noises and whatnot. And then I basically, I grew the love for it and decided to go into 2015 DMC comp and had fun with it, and
just had fun with it. But then, like,
I just had fun with it. I wasn't being serious, and they were like, "Oh, you win the state champ," and I'm like. I was surprised. Like,
did you practice proper before it and like get ready for it? Or?
I just had I was just like really, it was like a project. It was a really cool project to do. Yeah. To work on. Like I spent maybe about 4 weeks, putting something together. But I was like, look, as long as I have fun and I can, like show some skills and enjoy what I'm, the selection that I'm working with, well then,
So then, like, how was it preparing for it? And then when did you realize that, like, I want to get involved in this competition and see what happens? Like, because I can imagine the walk out of it, like, first time, right? First time, and then getting the champion of WA, you would have been a bit mind blown, right?
Well, I don't know. I just love the art, and I just wanted to get involved. And
but that's the thing about it, what people don't realize as well. It's like you have DJing, and you have playing music, you have scratching, you have juggling. There's so many different things about it that, like, it's almost like genres almost. It's like you can have drum and bass, but you can have liquid, jump up, all sorts of stuff. When it comes to actually playing music as well, there are so many different art forms within using that one instrument. Because I call DJing an instrument. Like using a controller or using a CDJ or any sort of DJ equipment, it's an instrument. And it's like the way you got to look at it as well. It's like a really good friend of mine told me the other day, right, where Jimi Hendrix, he played his guitar back to front and upside down. No one actually taught him how to string a guitar properly. And no one teaching him how to string a guitar properly, he played it in his own way. His own unique way. And so with that, it's freaking Jimi Hendrix, right?
Well, he basically pioneered his own style.
That's it.
His own flavour as well on top of that.
And that's the thing, it's like, so like if we were to go to DJ together, it's like I might be good at just like mixing and crossfading and doing this and doing that and maybe juggling a little bit. But then it's like when you go do your scratching, I'd be like, oh shit. I can't do this.
I mean, it's like each their own for DJing. Like,
exactly.
And like all sometimes people don't, don't really care. Like if you're doing really tricky stuff, they just want to hear the music.
That's also very true.
Sometimes they just want to hear you know, like they just want to sing along to something.
But see, that's where it's like a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, exactly. These like, you know, like there's a difference between DJing, there's a difference between showcasing something.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between like just kind of, you know, doing certain things like even like rotating the bar.
Yeah.
Rotating the dance floor.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, so that the bar, you know, like, so the bar rotates too. You know, like people, you know, I've just come off the dance floor and they're just ready for a drink because you've like quenched them up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And
but see, that's what it comes down to. It's like almost reading the crowd like a waveform, like a song waveform. When you read a crowd like a song waveform, it goes up, it goes down, it goes all over the shop. But it's being able to just play the right music to keep that wave going and catch that wave and ride that wave, just like you would if you were surfing.
Yeah, that's right. No, exactly right. You know, but like, you are the wave too.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. The DJ is the wave, and the crowd are riding that wave.
Yeah, they're just part and parcel of the wave that, you know, like that you're making in the water, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So then, like, so you got into you gave the scratching a go, and you walked out of that competition as the state champion. Yeah. What happened after that? Were you kind of just like, I think this is a full-time job for me now? Like, you're going to focus heavy on that, or? I was already DJing full-time. Yeah. Like, I was already you're already just part of it. I was just doing these things just for love or for fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like when, I guess, I mean, before that even happened, you know, I had taken out 7 of the Perth Dance Music Awards for 7. Yeah.
Damn.
Like best DJ, number 1 DJ of the year for one category was hip hop and the other category was R&B. Nice. Urban R&B. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So I took both categories out, you know, per year. There you are. There, 2010 best hip hop DJ, Angry Buda. Yeah. So that one, and then the next one. 2011 hip hop. It's a hip hop. Yeah. So what was? And I think it might have been. Yeah, you could go up. So there was. And drum and bass DJ, shock one. No surprises there. So and there you go. Yeah. Yeah. So I did a couple of doubles as well, which was really cool. Like, and as you can see, like, there's a lot of names on here that that have been innovators of their time. Like, towards the Perth scene. MC Assassin. Yeah. There you are there. Best hip hop DJ again. Winners 2013. Yeah. I gotta say, like, it's pretty cool to have your name on Wikipedia. I mean, like, yeah, like it's like, it's weird. Not bad, right? It's weird. Best club night, Japan 4. Oh. And told you a bit of history at the top there about the Perth Dance Music Awards as well. Yeah. It's pretty cool. And Philly Blunt, best breaks DJ. Yeah, boy. Yeah, Philly. Shout out to Philly Blunt. Shout outs to Philly. Yeah. Still play some of his bootleg bangers. Really? Yeah. But see, that's what's so crazy as well. It's like, and look, best nightclub, Amber. Like, yeah. Throwbacks to there. Yeah. It's so wild how Perth nightlife has changed over the years, right? And so many things have changed and happened and this and that. Like between 2013 and 2023, so much has changed, right? The music's changed, the people have changed, the vibe has changed, now as DJs we have to stay up with the new TikTok trends, right? And what a headache that is. I mean, like, milkshake Saturdays. Yes, so this is like a yeah. So like this is. So it looks like Snoop Drop It Like It's Hot, right? Myself, yeah. And this is like one of our nights where I've got a camera playing on a big screen. Everything that you see there is what people can see on the big screen. So whereabouts is that? That was at like the Federal Hotel. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Federal's so good. Yeah. So we. Is that really the Federal Hotel? Yeah. When was that? 2012. Last year. Yeah. Like that's a while ago. That's probably like a. One of many nights. There's like some promo that we were doing it for it. Music. Copyright. Yeah, copyright. Yeah, go. Yeah. Yep. I've got it muted. Oh, you got it muted? Yeah. Oh, good. So if you go.
What about something like this? This is the kind of stuff you do on.
Yeah, this is some really cool creative stuff I've done. Like,
it just sucks we can't play the music because we get copyrighted. But
Oh, this is actually just a juggle. I don't think it'll even pick it up.
Turn the audio up.
Yeah, it's muted on both the stream and
No.
you guys.
Okay, but it won't get muted.
I won't give
sorry,
you.
it won't-
No.
I mean,
Because
won't
I'm actually fucking around with it. So.
All right, well let's sit.
Alright, so unmuted.
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Back.
And then let me turn my music down.
And then hang on, I'll turn this up.
That's what I mean. It's just so unique, right? Like, so you're playing 2 songs and you're just juggling in between them
I'm playing the same song on both sides,
on both sides. Okay.
but I'm playing like just different points of a song at different times.
But the thing is, you're keeping time.
Yeah. So and just doing, just basically recreating
Yeah,
beats
Yeah,
and grooves like in real time.
it's so cool.
And all I'm using is essentially just like a kick, a hat, and a snare,
Yeah.
or maybe like a stab.
And what song is this even?
I think there's a cool like Roughneck by MC Light, but I've got like I was doing like some experiments like through like learning green screening and stuff,
Yeah.
and I came up like and developed this like Muppet show.
Very cool.
bracket.
It's Mrs. Piggy.
where I've got like this like straight gangster rap with Muppet visuals, and it's all like lip synced to the music as well.
Yeah. It's very cool. But that's what I'm saying though, is like it's so different, right?
Alright, you can stop there.
Yeah, you can stop there, yeah. But that's it. It's so different, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just a completely
different way of it's a different way of like expressing, having fun and stuff.
yeah, it's a completely different art form, and you're using similar controller, similar equipment, doing one song, the other song, but then at the same time, the way you bring it all together. Like, click that one in the middle if you can. Let's have a look, or even the Tuesday one. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, like because you actually get to see what you're doing. Like, look at that. So you're playing.
So that will show you the. Oh, you got it muted. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait.
You want me to unmute?
Yeah. Let's unmute it. Yeah.
Oh, wicked Cypress.
So
See,
it's a big shout out to Miz out.
Yeah. Big shout,
Young
Jess.
Grasshopper.
Yeah. Yeah. Jess is so cool. But I have to say, Jess is just so cool. Always been like heart of gold, beautiful girl, and she just knows what she's doing. Like she's so talented, so talented. And so that's why it's like you both like. What's the story with that? Because like you helped her give her wings in a way, right? Or
basically I just convinced her that she could be better.
could do it, yeah.
You know?
That's the way to do it, though.
You know, like we did some like intense training as well.
Intense training.
Yeah, some intense like
Buddha's intense training
and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
okay, in quotes.
leading,
yeah.
well, that was like leading up to her first DMC battle as well.
How did she go?
Yeah, she came third in her first, which is amazing.
That's still really good, though.
And and she only just learned about it the year before.
Really?
Yeah.
So only like literally less than 1 year of practicing.
So it had been a year since I first showed her like just first basic.
Yeah.
And then like by the time she went into first battle or competition, we were living together, room homies. So like we did like a 6-week intense I guess like training, and it was funny. It was like there was a lot of frustration.
Yeah, but that's what happens.
Like, a lot of laughs, a lot of cries.
But it's an art form, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
about it.
the passion that like anyone, like I just admire people with passion, like and
Yeah.
that just really want to get into something,
So you moved to Perth. You moved to Brisbane. You moved to Perth.
Yeah.
Start playing Bunbury. You did this. You did that.
So basically, I started playing in Perth around 2003.
Yeah. And then when did you enter the first DMC championship?
2015.
2015.
Yeah. So I'd been just a seasoned DJ for quite a few years, and I was looking for new challenges.
Yeah. And then with anyone trying to get into the industry as well, because obviously DMC, it hasn't been in Perth for a long time, but it's coming back, isn't it? So what tips and tricks would you give to a brand new newbie coming into the industry?
Well, I give different advice for different situations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
If you, whatever you want to get, if you want to get into DJing, if you want to do it, get into why you want to do it.
Yeah.
Have fun. Really enjoy the music.
Mm-hmm.
You can always be better. You can always excel. And
always
upskill.
develop. Yeah.
Even to this day, as a full-time DJ, learning never stops.
Mm.
And I guess, just be a cool cat.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn, tailored things like that, hit me up. I can put you onto a few other wizards as well, DJ wizards, that can help you out. Whether it comes to upskilling or learning how to, how to develop and hone your skills.
Well, see, that's the thing about it as well. It's we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. It's when it comes to nightlife, and especially with Perth being a small city, a big country town, it's we're all competing for similar gigs, all competing for similar things. We're all DJs. We all want to play at the same club and this and that. And maybe not so me, because I don't want to play at clubs. But at the same time, it's we all got to work together.
Yeah.
And be able to when you've been a seasoned DJ for so long, and you see someone with passion and potential and just inspiration and the whole lot, give them a helping hand, bring them into the industry. You don't know where they could go. It's they could literally look what's happening with Jess. She's moving over to the East Coast, and I think she's going to blow up. I think Jess is going to blow up because she is so talented for what she does, and she's just so good, and she's just such a good, cool, amazing, heart of gold person. And seeing someone like that from Perth to try and move over to the East Coast to try and shine a light over there, it's hey, this is how we do it in Perth. I think it's going to work out well.
Well, definitely. And she's been over quite a few times previously as well. So she's knitted herself a little bit of a a few contacts over there. I should say.
A little bit of a network. Yeah.
We played at Laundry Bar, which is Melbourne's home of hip hop.
Yeah. That's where they actually hold the DMC Nationals every year at the Laundry Bar.
We also got
really
some
cool.
comments, I just want to quickly get in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So Coops Martin says, "What's up?"
Yeah, shout out to Coops.
What's up? Hey, Coops, Mr. DJ Coops, who's the 2023 DMC champ, current reigning champ, state champ.
Big shout out.
Yeah, big shout outs. And then also we've got Bills Tukaki, and he says, "Chur Cuzzy David." And he wants to know if we're live. So we are live.
Yeah, we are live.
Cheer my cuz. Hey, Bills. Yeah, we're live at the moment.
Yeah.
Cheer.
That's it.
Alright, that's it for now.
That's it. Okay, yeah. Very, very nice. Well, we're running out of time because we've almost been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, right? But then, just fast track as well. So, so you won the DMC championship, and then you've probably done so much since up to now, right?
So I've done. I've almost done everything there is to do with DJing when it comes to when it comes to WA. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because as I said before, we're a big country town, but a small city. So.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing, you know, like that I find great about Perth is full of opportunities. And
so many.
If you want to get somewhere
well.
really quick, like the lines aren't that big.
Yeah,
they aren't that long.
Yeah, compared to some other places, like
yeah. Like there's so much competition and so much like people, you know, like trying to get ahead in other places that we don't realize that Perth is like still a gold mine.
Yeah,
you know, like unfortunate thing about Perth though is that it has this mentality of like, you know, like when you've got like young kids coming into the scene, they're like fresh promoters or whatnot, and then they start like just biting, they start ripping off, they start copying like other straight up brands, you know, that have been around previously and stuff. I don't know what's up with that, but man, you get some creativity in you guys, you know what I mean? Like how unoriginal, and all I can say is that, like, man, if you gotta buy other people's stuff, man, like you ain't even gonna be you know, like stuff like, you know, like originality lasts a lot longer. That's all I'm saying.
I do agree with that, but I have to say I am a culprit. Like I'll be completely honest, I'm a culprit of copying a good friend of mine's kind of music style.
No, I'm not talking about music style. I'm talking about branding.
Oh, well, branding. Yeah. Individualism. 100%.
No.
I thought you meant like transitions and stuff. It's like you see something and you're like, I can do that.
Well, I'm talking about like, well, there's a few nightclub brand names that have been copied.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So these things like that, these trends, these actually like really like bad trends like that, where people just trying to take a piece of like, you know, someone else's branding. Like we had it with like Lollipop. We were doing Lollipop Fridays at the Federal.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like somebody else, we were there for about a year. Somebody else popped up, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to be doing Lollipop at the."
Didn't that happen with you,
nightclub,
Tim?
Right?
Yeah. Let's hear Tim's point of view.
It's interesting because, you know, the same things happen to you that happened to me, where like sometimes they just add one little word on the end.
Yeah, because didn't you do Flirt or something like that?
Original Flirt Fridays, and they just added on. I forget what they added on, but it was like Flirt.
Ink or
XO.
something.
They added XO on.
Oh yeah. I think we're talking about the same people.
Yeah.
The thing that happened to you was just, I just thought it was funny. I just quickly.
But isn't it terrible though? Because it's like they should get a like I know.
I mean, like the thing is that like at the end of the day, like, and you know, some people just like they just don't got any creativity in their bodies, and
that's
you know, like,
it's unfortunate.
Oh, let's get clever and let's just use something, and then we'll just like add one word.
But see, this is like what I was talking about with the toxicity of the nightlife as well in the hospitality industry, where it's like it's one of those things where it's like someone will come along with a good idea, and then like you said, someone will come along and go, yeah, that's a good idea, I'm going to take it and add XO onto the end of it and steal your idea completely. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not correct. But how do you police that? Because you can't really say, hey, I'm going to sue you, because we're not America where you can sue anyone. But at the same time,
there's
like,
only so much you can police.
That's exactly it. And sometimes, like Tim, in your perspective, right? Because I love having you on the podcast. So with Flirt XO, what did you do? What was the process? Because you brought Flirt to Perth.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind so much because obviously they added the thing on, like, whatever. It's like blatantly obviously that it's so obvious. I didn't even need to actually explain it to anyone. Yeah. Because they just knew we had that history of that name. You know?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But the best thing you can do is you just keep creating. You just move to your next project.
Yeah, something that they can't.
They're behind. They're not ahead. You know what I mean? Like, come up with your next thing. Come up with the next thing. And then if they copy that, then so be it. Guess what? Now you're onto your next thing again. Like, you know, in a way, you just keep creating and just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in a way, that's what happened with, like, you know, music scenes where, like, a person will be quite big, and then people will start trying to copy that record. It'll turn into a thing.
It'll turn into a
while, people will get sick of that. And move to the next
and
thing.
almost like people copy it that much that it'll almost turn into its own genre.
Yeah, it started evolving.
There's so many songs that sound like Fisher tracks now. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
exactly
You know, like it's almost like its own like
But I have to say, it's like World on Hold, the Fisher remix. It's like what the fuck is that?
I mean, like. I mean, man, what?
Yeah, that's it. Missy Elliott as well. It's like, come on, like just make some original shit. It's actually good. Like, But that's it, and it's so unfortunate because I mean, with us being a small country town, well, a big country town, a small city, it's like people will enter the industry and they will try and copy each other, or they'll try and realize it's like they can actually like leech onto other people's success, and it's not fair. It's not right. It's not good. But it's sometimes in industries, it's not just hospitality, it's not just nightlife. This kind of thing can happen, and like you can't really do much about it. Like
it's just a bit like I was saying. This is like you don't want to sit on someone's shoulders
Yeah.
and call yourself tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That's right. That's a good one.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with me, like I have unlimited creativity.
Yeah.
I like, like I get the most creative, I guess, at like, when I have so much time, and I do have so much time, like to do things, But yeah, like for me, I am just naturally, always looking ahead. You know what I mean? And trying to like just create and like play around and toy with things.
Well, it's like what I was saying before as well. It's like the DJs that will stick around are the ones that do the research, be able to figure out what is the next big thing coming, what's happening to the scene, how is it migrating, how is it evolving, how is the things changing, what music should I play, being a part of it, being with it. And I mean, even like, as I said before, like with me, it's like I lack a little bit. But I love my 60s to my 90s, right? At the same time, I play venues that are attuned to that kind of vibe. But at the same time, it's like, I'm playing at the Peach Pit this Saturday, and I've been doing so much research because like I've been given the opportunity to play in Scarborough again. But like, to be honest, I don't like playing house music because it doesn't change BPM. It's the same thing.
Well, that's the only thing as well. Like,
but it's being able to stay on top of it and play the new stuff though. Like,
well, then you gotta like, I guess like my advice for you would be to like start playing algorithms.
Algorithms.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So when you say that, what do you mean with that?
Even though the people love the tempo.
Yeah.
Like the algorithms change, right? Like you play stuff at
different
tempo,
different genres.
so almost like you're
tempo,
mixing in like some breaks or some like.
That's
you know
it.
What I mean? Like like something that's like like so people don't. So the tempo isn't as obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you play something breaky, people like, and it's the same tempo, people think it's a slower song.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, that's it. See, that it's so funny actually. My roommate, so Ewan, can you please pull up E-Putty? E-Putty on SoundCloud and also.
Oh yeah, is that
Ewan?
Ewan, yeah.
So he's actually my roommate, and I promised him that every episode, I just love doing this. So Ewan is actually a mix and master.
Okay.
So he literally will help master songs, music, tracks. He's got a degree in sound engineering.
Oh, wow.
And he's really on top of it. So he makes a lot of cool, like glitch hop, half break.
Like pop glitching.
No, so that's his label. But that's the thing is with him. Like, so he made a mix not too long ago, right? Yeah. And he told me, and I was like, dude, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. But like, he made a mix, and it was full tempo, and then he'd go down to half tempo. But there was like a few comments that, I wish DJs wouldn't use sync, and it's like. What are you talking about? Like, he just half the BPM. It's just going from like 160 down to 80. Where's the difference? Like but apparently, some people haters gonna hate, right? And they don't understand the art of DJing. Be able to go, this is 160 glitch hop, and this is 80 BPM glitch hop.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like taking people on that wave, like we were talking about before, reading the waveform and taking people on that waveform and taking them on a journey.
Well, that's it. It's also like like a like an algorithm journey.
Yeah.
Too.
yeah. But see, I agree. That's the thing is when it comes to Peach Pit this Saturday, I've been told no cheese, which is fine. I don't want to play Chris Brown anyway. But at the same time, I'm going to play some classic house music.
Yeah.
I'm going to play some new house music.
Okay.
But I'm also going to try and dive into some like a little bit of electro, a little bit like full-on dancey kind of stuff, and just ride the wave, see what the people want, and take them on a journey. Like, I mean, sure.
So how long is that set?
7 to a close.
7 to a close, which is
my plan.
1 or 12?
My plan is to take him to 1.
Okay.
So Peach Pit is supposed to shut at midnight, but I'm pretty sure I can push it to 1 from memory. Memory. But the thing is,
Saturday night?
On a Saturday night, yeah.
Yeah.
But then in doing that, apparently everyone else has been finishing at about 10:30, 11. Which, I mean, isn't a bad thing because it's a Saturday night. It's not summer. It's still kind of cold.
Yeah.
But when it hits summer, it's going to pick up. And I hope it's going to be hot on Saturday, because if it's hot on Saturday, I'm going to take all the guys and girls for a wild ride. But don't you, enough about me. But don't you think it is just like one of those things where it's like when you go play a venue, you get so excited, because you can get so excited to go and just bring your vibe, your energy, your music, your atmosphere to this venue. And when people start dancing to what you're playing, it just hits you in the heart, right? It's just so much fun, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, I've been DJing that long that I don't have those emotions as much as you know what I mean? I'll go and if it's a new venue or whatnot, I'll basically just be in my head. I'll be like, okay, what kind of fuckery can we get up to?
Yeah, that's it. You know that's the way I look at it as well.
And I also
that's the way. That's the best way to look at it. Honestly, for me, I've started I do this thing, right? I've told this a few times on the podcast, but I love it, right? So I'll play a long song, like a 5-minute song, right? Then I'll run down to the bar. And people are like, where the fuck is the DJ going? And so then I'll go get 2 shots of tequila, and then I run back to the DJ booth, and then I'll play the tequila song, right? When I play the tequila song, then people are like, oh, this guy's a fucking clown. And then I have 2 shots of tequila, but they see that and they go, damn, he's ready to party. I want to party.
Yeah.
Or it's even playing things like I'll mix in Austin Powers. And people are just like, who the fuck is this guy? But the thing is, though, it gives that level of just difference. It's my energy to the dance floor in a way. And that's why you got to do it. When you scratch or you play classic tracks, or you bring your own vibe to it, people resonate with that and be like, damn, this DJ's awesome, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's the way we all are musicians, but in different ways. Because I'm not the same as you. Tim's not the same as me. Tim's not the same as you. We've all got our own ways that we play music and we bring this atmosphere.
Yeah.
But it just works. And that's what makes the venues love us, right? Because they hear this, they see this, and they're like, yeah, no, let's get them back. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I sort of look at it as always anytime, I'm DJing, I'm pretty much trying to convince everybody, trying to convince people that I'm actually throwing a party.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And I look at DJing exactly the same thing. If I'm DJing, I'm basically throwing a party.
Well,
and there could be just a party in people's taps, not pantsers, but just tapping their feet and or just igniting their
that spark
interest
that's behind them. Yeah, But see, that's one thing that blows me away though as well. Is so I'm always going to refer to it, but episode 45, Gengar. You know Gengar, right?
Yes.
So Gengar was one of
the mighty Gengar.
Yeah, the mighty Gengar. He wanted to go under a legendary Pokemon, and he is a legendary Pokemon. That was his promo
He could
picture.
definitely be the Gengar Pokemon.
Yeah,
for sure.
And so the thing is with Gengarite, I will always refer back to it, but he broke it down. He really broke it down. But as a DJ, right, when you go on stage, you put a mask on basically sometimes. Yeah. It's like you could get your car broken into, you could break up with your girlfriend, something could happen. Life could literally shit on you, right? But when life shits on you and you go on stage and you take that energy on stage in front of 50 people, 100 people, 20 people, 10 people, 5 people, whatever it is, right? And you start playing how you're feeling, they see that. So when you go on stage, you basically got to put a mask on and be like, I have to dance. I have to have fun. I have to enjoy myself. And then through that, people see that and they want to have a good time, right? It's like what I was saying before about playing the Austin Powers theme song. It's people literally look at me and go, who's this clown? But at the same time, right? Yeah. It's girls will start just jigging dun,
a good drum and bass remix of that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at though. It's like Genga broke it down where it is one of those things like us as DJs, as musicians, right? We literally are providing a level of entertainment to these venues. And if we're going to go and play at somewhere like Capital Nightclub or somewhere like Jackrabbit Slim's, I refuse to call it Magna House. Fuck Magna House. But if we call, if we go and play at these really busy venues or somewhere where it's already quite busy and full of a crowd, right? Like, and so people are enjoying, having a good time, whatever. We bring this atmosphere and then people start dancing. And like, how good of a feeling is it, right? That at the end of the night, your ears are ringing. And with your ears ringing, but you kind of look back and go like, I just had 30 people dancing for 3 hours, and you kind of just look at it and go, I had fun. People had fun.
Yeah. Well, that's all I look at it. People have fun regardless of like.
And it brings that energy up within yourself as well, right? So like, I was talking about it today actually. I think I was talking about it today or yesterday, but it's like, when we go on stage and like, you're a seasoned veteran, right? And people go on stage, and you go on stage, and then like people start having a good time. When you finish that, it's like you've done your job. You've done your due diligence. Like people have actually like gone to a venue not expecting to have fun, but they've had a great time. And it just it hits you right in the heart, right? Like it's so heartwarming. But people just think like, what's that stupid meme? It's like, what do DJs even do? They just press buttons, and it's like, nah, like. Some DJs do, but like the ones that have got their heart and soul into it, they,
Well, that's I mean, there's always, it's always rewarding when you have good feedback, and just like a positive night,
But sometimes it's not even feedback. Sometimes the feedback is just someone getting up and dancing.
Oh yeah, of course.
It doesn't have to be a physical,
and I guess we, what I would like to call, sort of like vibrational alchemists.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. But that's the thing about it as well. It's like we're not doing it for fame. We're not doing it for popularity. We're doing it to bring people together. That's the thing about it. It's like we're playing music. Because how long have you been DJing for now? How many years? Like, since
25 years.
25 years. Well, that's a long time.
25 years. Cough.
But in saying that, for 25 years, right, I can imagine the reason why you're still DJing right now, 25 years later, is because you want to bring people together. It's a part of you, right?
Well, definitely. I mean, like, I don't know, music's, like quite a healing frequency.
Yeah.
Depending on what, which ones you use, and I think like if you can, make people like, we're almost like magicians as well. We can we can make people's like problems disappear momentarily.
See, the way
we're good. Like
the way I've always said it, right, is like, imagine it's like in the medieval ages, and you got the jester, the jester's in the corner at the castle, and that's what we're doing. It's like, the king's happy, which is the venue manager, and as long as the venue manager's happy, and then all the peasants come and but then all the people come and hang out. Like, I shouldn't call them peasants, but medieval ages and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, we're just the clown in the corner pressing play and pressing buttons, right? Yeah, but then we're dancing, having a good time, and bringing the energy.
Entertainment's entertainment.
It is.
Like, as long as it's like stimulates and tickles the brain.
That's it.
For people. Like,
even if we have to play ABBA, gimme, a man after midnight every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it still gets people going though. And that's what matters. Like
at the end of the day, and this is a thing with selection.
Yeah.
My very first lesson was like, to me, like a good DJ has good selection.
Have another beer, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, we're running out of time, but I just want to keep going.
A good DJ has good, good selection, good timing.
It's reading the crowd. That's really what it comes down to.
And you know, and no ego as well.
Yeah,
you know, like
that's it.
You know, like man,
it ruins it. And see, like honestly, like I'll be completely honest about this because I might be a little bit tipsy, right? But recently, someone has like done something to me where it really affected me.
Okay.
Like really affected me. Someone cut up a bit of, like, I shouldn't be saying this open, but I don't give a shit anymore. Okay. Someone cut up a bit of my podcast to make me look like a bit of a clown because I use the crossfader. And it's like, but the crossfader is there for a reason. Who cares? Any publicity is publicity. I don't care.
Because what, you use the crossfader?
Because I don't do volume up down like an idiot, right?
Yeah,
there's a lot of DJs that are double drop, triple drop, this and that.
Yeah.
But I use the crossfader to go smoothly from left to right. But it's like what we were talking about before. It's an instrument. That's what it comes down to. Every single bit of that DJ equipment.
When you come for his crossfader.
If like, man, like, well, the crossfader is like, well, probably my heaviest.
There you go. Yeah.
You know,
because you're a scratch DJ. Like,
yeah. So,
but the thing is though, is like it's just like using sync or quantize or anything. Any of these like controversial bloody DJ topics, right? It's an instrument. Do you think Jimi Hendrix would just go, oh, I'm only going to use one chord? Mm-hmm. Like he uses the whole thing. And he may use the whole thing completely wrong compared to like society standards of how to use a guitar. The thing when it comes down to is it's an instrument. When Beethoven sits at a piano, he's not going to play 16 keys. He's going to play 64 keys. That's how it works. So when we all sit down and DJ, I might use a crossfader, but I might not scratch.
I think you know, when people start, you know, getting precious about like what equipment and how you use it, I think like, you know,
that's when they need to reassess if they should be in the industry.
To me, like, I don't care like what you're using, how you use it. If you can rock a party, man, hats off. Like, I'll salute you.
Yeah.
If you can rock a party on like whatever you're using, you know, that's what it comes to me. That's skills too.
That's what I was saying before. It's like if I rock up and I might play fucking Shrek, you know, like fucking whatever. What's the lead singer just passed away recently?
Straits.
No, Don't Stop Believing by whatever
Journey.
It is. that is by Journey. Not Don't Stop Believing. Oh shit!
I know what you're talking about now. Smash.
All Star, Smash Mouth. That's the thing. It's like if I play that and it's at the right time, at the right place, and the girls and the guys all resonate to it, is it a bad song? Sure, it's cheesy as all hell. But if the dance floor's going strong and they are enjoying it, that's what matters.
That's the thing. Like, and this is where, like you leave your ego at the door.
Yeah, because that's it. Like at the end of the day, I don't like the song.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if the crowd's resonating to it, the crowd's resonating to it.
As DJs, there's a lot of songs we play that, like,
we all regret, right? Like Justin Bieber,
you know,
Baby.
Like, we don't feel like playing, but you know it's going to work.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Like, when you play Justin Bieber, Baby, do you enjoy it?
Maybe.
Yeah. What about Taylor Swift 22, right? Okay, what about Venga Boys?
I like 22.
You like 20. This guy over here likes 22.
There's a catch 22.
I'll hold you to that, Tim.
It's a catch 22.
Yeah, that's it. It's a catch 22.
22's up there.
Yeah.
It's great for 21st, believe it or not.
But that's the thing about this,
20
though.
seconds?
20 seconds of 22 by Taylor Swift. Yeah.
20 seconds. You'd have to play it, wouldn't you?
But see,
I mean, imagine if they made 20. Imagine if they made 21st like even bigger, like because it's the next year. It's like the 22nd. The 22nd.
But see, that's the thing when it comes down to, though, right? Is that we are all in this together. We're all musicians to some extent. We all use the equipment, whether it be Tractor, Pioneer, Serato, whatever it is, in our own different ways. Yeah. And we use it in our own different ways to be able to play our own different music that we obviously didn't write, because I wish I could make a banger like ABBA, because then they'd be pretty wealthy and, you know, up in the stars and shit.
I mean, if you made an ABBA banger like to this day,
it probably wouldn't sit well.
Without ABBA being around ever, I think it'll sound very weird to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you were like the first one to write an ABBA song, like, you know what I mean? Like, But you didn't write it until like now.
But that's exactly it though, as well. It's like timeless classics. And it's like finding a time and a place to play the right type of music to the right type of people. To be able to get the right type of crowd, dancing, enjoying themselves, having a good time.
That's the science behind it.
That's
and the maths behind it as well. It's like... And
people don't realise that. It's like, maybe if I just play nothing but house music, then people will love it. It's like the Europeans might. They're like diehard Australians. They're kind of like, can you play Akadaka? This is a pub. But it just depends on what you're doing and where you're playing and the whole lot, right?
Yeah.
That's, as you said, it's a science. It's a psychology behind music.
It's you know like it's the difference between like like glugging down your drink, like just shooting it back, or enjoying it. Yeah, enjoying it. It's like massaging the dance floor.
Yeah. But that's it, exactly. It's like if the DJ is crossing, every song every 20 seconds, then it's like chop, change, and it could work in the right setting and the right vibe and the right atmosphere. But at the same time, it's also being able to play appropriately. If you're playing at a pub and you're playing 15 seconds of Taylor Swift and all the girls are dancing and then you swap to something else and it's like, what happened here? For example, like, Groove Armada Fogma, right? Like if you swap to that, that's a banger of a song. I love that song. Yeah. But then if you go into like 22 by Taylor Swift, and then from 22 Taylor Swift, and you go into, it's not in key.
Well, it depends on your age demographic and what venue you're at too, and what night it is as well, and what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's the science behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. And TikTok kids, you're going to be switching it a lot quicker than if they were a little bit older.
Screw TikTok kids. Get a better taste in music.
Like it's got a shout out from Damo Harima as well, who says the legend DJ Angry Buda.
Oh, shout out.
Yo, Damo. What's up?
What's up? But isn't it just wild though? Like bringing it all back to it, because I mean, for someone who's been in the industry for 25 years, you've seen music change. When you started, Justin Bieber Baby wasn't around.
No, I think Britney Spears Baby was around.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like I said, music goes through cycles. Yeah. I usually find around about like every 7 years, it'll go through like, from one extreme to another. Yeah. Or actually maybe like do like a full circuit actually. In one way or another, like, music will either speed up or slow down in parts. It'll either get faster or either get slower. It'll either get harder or either get softer.
But then here's a good one.
You know what I mean? Like, and the tension and release of like the music waves over time. Like where like it gets harder and harder and harder, and then it like reaches this point that it goes all soft again. Yeah. But it's like it goes from hard house to disco house.
But isn't it crazy though? But
and then R&B will go from slow R&B to fast R&B. Yeah. Tempo.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And then it'll go for that long for a while. Then it'll like break down into like more like southern hip hop, like, or dirty south.
Isn't it crazy though when you compare something like, is it Giovanni Pony, right? And you Genuine, yeah. And you compare Pony to something like, I don't know, Kendrick Lamar, fucking Problems. Like, it's like, where was the change in that? Like, it's obviously a few years down the track, but how it's hip hop has modified and changed and developed and grown, and now it's not the same as what it used to be.
Well, the hunting and the gathering is different. That's what's the difference.
The hunting and the gathering.
Yeah. So like, like when artists were making songs like Pony. Yeah. They were hunting and gathering, like classics, they were seducing women. Now, like, got a fucking problems and stuff like that. They're just like telling bitches how it is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not like trying to. There's no.
It is so interesting when you talk about that, right?
There's no like foreplay in a way. It just like goes from one extreme to the other. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so, and it's a message, and it's how people receive music as well, and I guess like just content and like what the actual what the guys are talking about now and how they're talking about it in comparison.
It is so crazy how it's all developed like that, though.
You know, different culture, different
because I've
generation.
I've told a few friends about this, right? And I always love bringing this up. But before 2012, right? This is the number I put on it, right? But I think it's like 2012, 2013, 2014. But I say 2012, right? Before 2012, right? The biggest export out of America was country music. The minute Nicki Minaj released Super Bass, it was fucking hip hop, right? And when you listen to Super Bass in today's day and age, it's kind of like, what happened to hip hop? Where did it go?
Like, Alex, I tell that story to a lot of people about like how you basically said that was the song that like music just started going real. Yeah,
that's in my opinion, Super Bass.
Every time I tell people, they end up laughing.
Can you pull the lyrics up to Super Bass, please? Please pull the lyrics up. But that's the thing, is like when you compare it to like Nas, Biggie, Tupac. You know, even though Biggie was talking about like real times, real problems.
Artists were
it was
getting
still
paid.
full of swear words, and it was still full on NWA, Straight Outta Compton, the whole lot.
Yeah.
But the way it's developed now until WAP, where did I all for the girls, empowering the music.
Yeah,
but something's happened.
I mean, it's more like, you know, like there's a lot of music out there that is like, you know, for the spotlight person.
Yeah.
People who like the spotlight, and
my phone died.
You know, like and I mean, in a way, like, you know, especially when they call themselves like, you know, like some baddies or whatever like that. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a baddie. You know what I mean? Like,
this is getting controversial now.
You know what I mean? I mean, the thing is that, like, okay, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you just like saying that you're this and everyone should like
we'll pull this
recognize
up.
you as this? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
can you please look up on Google podcast baddie?
Jesus, where are we headed now?
I'm only going to do this just a little bit. Podcast baddie and The Destroyer.
The Destroyer. Is this the one?
No, don't spoil it. Here we go.
Yeah.
The one of it.
This chick's been on Aiden Ross's streams recently. You know Aiden Ross, the streamer? He's been. You just want a little clip of it?
Yeah, the little clip. Yeah. Look, this is getting controversial, and I don't like getting controversial.
I mean, like,
but no. This is.
I'm 23 years old from Arizona, and I'm your certified bad.
Say your occupation
certified.
one more time. Just so they.
My
Wait, turn it up.
occupation is a certified bad.
Certified bad bit or boss bit?
Very much baddie vibes.
Baddie,
like
what?
full-time baddie, no breaks.
What?
It's
So
very much full-time.
what does that mean? Can you explain that?
It's just a lifestyle. Like, it's. I mean, if you get it, you get it. The rules are there. I feel like every girl can be a certified baddie. It's just the mindset, and it's a full-time job.
What would be the dictionary definition?
I wish I was
of
a full-time
certified
baddie.
I would have to say, I mean, if just like toning it down completely, just a woman who's confident in herself, does whatever she
agree with that.
wants
That's
for
a good thing.
herself, nobody else. Just women, whatever, men, whatever. Anybody can be a certified bad bitch. I think it's just the level of confidence, and it's the mindset for sure.
I just certified baddie. It's just interesting, but at the same time, it's like, look, it can get controversial and the whole lot, and I just think that music, like I said, after Nicki Minaj Super Bass, is kind of like, where's this going? Like,
it's society is quite interesting.
Yeah,
in this day and age, especially.
Can you go on Spotify but mute the desktop audio?
So I just got Jack Tui.
Oh shit!
Hey Jack.
Church, I'm all loving the chat. He says. And then we've got a question from Damo Harima.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, question. Yes, question time.
What up, Jack?
He says, if your family was held captive and you had to recite the lyrics to one song to save them, what song would it be?
Little Green Bag.
I'd say for me, Three Blind Mice.
Three Blind Mice? But if I had...
recite the lyrics.
What about, I would walk 500 miles.
To save them.
To save them?
What song would you
be?
And you have to recite the lyrics.
I suppose the question is what song would you be able to recite word for word?
Word for...
Your head sort of thing.
MC Hammer, like big butts.
Baby got back.
Baby got back.
Guys are answering. What am I looking up?
So go on Spotify, and then could you please just play the music without... Because my phone died.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're only going for another 6 minutes anyway. But yeah. So, we sidetrack so much.
Yeah, it's all right.
yeah. But it's so good, though. It's so good. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where do I see myself? 5 years older.
Yeah. Is that it? 5 years older?
Oh, well, like, like technically, but not,
Here's one for you
not
as well.
actually.
Okay, well, where do you see the music industry in 5 years?
Man, I
Can't. It's
I don't
evolving.
know. I think this whole AI direction
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
is pretty crazy. Like
We're going
how,
down the Daft Punk track.
yeah. Well, now people AI is making music.
Yeah.
Samples and full tracks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the AI voice modulation as well is crazy. So, I just hope that wherever it goes, that it doesn't it doesn't become diluted.
Do you ever think DJs can be replaced by AI?
I think.
I don't think so. It's always that human interaction.
Well, I think that people are already using AI. That especially if they are DJs and they want continuous music, and these like platforms that like Spotify AI, where like they've got their own inbuilt like guy who says, like now we're listening to like your favorite like most played songs or whatever, and they're like almost introduced. I mean, this element of all of that coming through. To me, like there's nothing like having a real live DJ.
Yeah,
like
that's
in real time. There's nothing like that.
Can we pull up Tron Legacy Daft Punk scene? See, this is what I want to happen. Or we're all just sitting there. Yeah, Tron Legacy Daft Punk scene. Don't play the audio though. Yeah, scene. Yeah. Yeah. This part. Yeah. See, this is what I want to happen. Obviously not this advert, Sunglasses Hut, but something similar. But the thing is you skipped it. You skipped it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. But see, like in a world of technology and where we're heading so fast, like it's crazy to see from the 90s to 2020 now how much technology has developed. We've got AI, we've got computer generated images, we've got this, we've got that. It's crazy, like the way things are happening. Right, this is what I want to see us in 15 years, in 20 years, where we're playing in places like Perth, where the nightclubs have developed that much, and I don't know.
I mean, anyway, that would be amazing.
Yeah, but look, see, look.
I would be completely down for.
So look,
kind of
that will be us. No, see, look, ready?
Tron, the Tron style.
Wait, they're gonna start mixing. Wait, here we go.
So, like people are still going to be fighting in the future.
I hope not.
I hate it when
when
it's one of those nights.
Wait, go back to when Daft Punk was there, and they did the cameo. Can you go back to where Daft Punk was chilling? Yeah, when they're Bing chilling. And then pause it. No, keep going.
So you.
There we go.
So in the future we can wear helmets in the clubs.
Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, like that. Look at that. Like that'll be us. Like in 20 years.
Yeah, we'll be
Digital
behind
DJing.
like bulletproof glass, like while everyone else is fighting on the dance floor. I mean, there must be a pretty sick remix of like Kung Fu Fighting.
Yeah, probably.
Playing in the future, right?
Yeah. But so then with that, like, what music do you think will stick around? Because music is changing; it's always developing. But we've lost all our greats.
It's
so sad, right? Like,
it's hard. It's a hard question to answer because I guess like music always. like has its own cultures.
Yeah.
And it depends on how, like the culture of like people who thrive different genres of music, especially like, the drum and bass scene.
Yeah.
They show up. They're into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they get, like that, they're right into it. So like, it depends on how much the culture like sort of lasts and like develops, I guess, and the appreciation and sometimes like like it's almost like a like people's like own religion.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
To like
it's just crazy how it all develops and it all changes, and as you said before as well, we all go in cycles as well. But it's just like how it comes through in waves. Like it's just one day one genre will be popular, and the next day this genre will be popular.
I can imagine myself being 90 and still going, this drum and bass track is sick.
I
you know what I mean? Like,
for me, I just really hope things like Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Cold Chisel, Eurythmics, Simply Red, all those classics, just David Bowie, we've lost all our greats. Queen doesn't exist anymore.
I mean,
David Bowie, Prince.
I mean, but those greats were only formed within in the last 100 years.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But that's all we know. That's why.
Yeah.
We're like, put them up on a pedestal.
Yeah. But it's like recorded music. That's the thing about it as well. Because obviously in the 1800s we didn't have records.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We didn't have digital CDs or tape recorders or anything like that. You didn't have people like Chuck Berry, because the guitar. How long has the guitar been around for? I mean, the piano's been around since Beethoven, but when was Beethoven around? Probably in the late 1800s, right?
Who knows?
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, you can almost spell invention. Sorry. I've had a few beers, Tim.
15th century, eh?
15th century. But we don't have any guitar music from the 15th century. Can you try and find some guitar music from the 15th century? We can't play it because we'll get copyrighted, but let's see if we can find some artists. Yes. See, this will be going back in time, but I don't think.
Imagine sampling music from
yeah, that's.
I mean, if it was accessible,
medieval, okay. But see, that would have been passed through generations, because in the 15th century, how the hell would they have recorded it? They would have written it on paper. And not even paper.
Yeah.
Scripture or whatever they wrote on back then.
Maybe they had a special musical parrot that remembered all their
that's it, special musical parrot,
all their melodies and stuff like that.
That's it. But isn't it crazy though how much technology has changed, how much the world has changed? 100 years ago we had people like Chuck Berry, the 1920s and 1930s.
Oh yeah, I love that whole era. I love all of that.
Little Richard, Chuck Berry,
and the birth of spit up blues into rock and roll, and
and how it adjusted and changed over the years, and then the 40s, the 50s, and then you had the 60s as well, and you had the Rolling Stones and stuff. But it's just wild. And then so what's going to happen to music now? Because we're in the 20s now.
I mean, we're still in very early infancy, very early stages of what music actually is.
Yeah,
it can be. But yeah, it's all, I guess, subjective to a certain point,
it is, yeah, because who knows? You can't predict the future, right?
Imagine a genre that nobody's ever heard before. What kind of genre do you think they might have in the future?
Trench dubstep.
Trench dubstep?
Which is terrible. It's just noise. It is terrible. But the thing is, when that started popping up, I was like, what type of freaking gutter did this thing come out of? But at the same time, the kids are all into it. But that's when in the early 2000s when we had Rusco, Adventure Club, Flight... Seven Lions, all those classic, liquid dubstep and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
When you listen to that stuff back, now, it's terrible. But at the same time, back then, it was popping off. So Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. If you you listen to classic Skrillex from that album, and you listen to Rock and Roll Will Take You to the Mountain, it is pretty harsh on the ears.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, back then, that was the shit.
That was the algorithm back then.
Oh, yeah. And then skip back to the beginning.
What you're saying, Alex, about what was the popular... All right, so let's look at the past and see, right?
Oh, shit. You actually brought up a graph from 1910 to 2019. I wonder if Eurovision had any influences on this.
So this is how music's changing over time.
Yeah, right. Okay. So
Opera. Yeah, and marches, the marching band songs.
Well, I was going to say, like,
music?
imagine, like marching elevator music or something. in the
Damn,
future.
and look at marches go down. Ragtime, music hall,
Look at
country.
Country's rise.
Yeah, country just blew up. Look at that.
Yeah.
1916, yeah. Musical ballads, Celtic.
There's a lot of Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers in there.
Yep. Oh, and then in 1918, like,
1980. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I
that's
wasn't
a bit
looking at that
before
part. I
that
was just
time.
looking at,
Like, but look at it change though. I love that you brought this up. Look how
that because
crazy it is.
everyone's just-
Tango,
is
folk
that-
music. Yeah,
is it like that because everyone's still technically living in the countries?
I'm just
So it's
actually
not
waiting
like-
for Nicki Minaj.
that's it, yeah. Yeah. Chanson. Look at opera. Opera's still in there. Opera's just lost the lead. Like, to Chanson, whatever the hell that is.
Oh, shit,
Jazz.
like,
Look at
right.
jazz. Jazz has just taken off. Because 19... Yeah,
I
this
didn't know
is
we
the
were placing
Prohibition era.
bets on all these horses.
Yeah, this is great. I want to do this. Like, we should actually place bets. Like, I'll know the ending, but then I just like place bets in the podcast and see who comments the right one. But look at classical. Classical's dying off.
And Tango's coming in.
1930s.
Tango's coming in. Jazz is
Tango
following
is
up.
coming in.
Tango's
Jazz,
following
there you go,
up.
Jazz. How crazy is that? Look at country just dwindle off. But look, country comes back though.
Yeah, people were becoming city
And we got
folk at this
rumba.
time.
Here comes the rumba.
Like during 1936s and stuff like that, they were becoming more city folk.
Yeah. Then look at that. Then
yeah.
classical's taking off again in the 1938, 1939.
Jazz, eh?
But we should end it on
Ooh.
this because this is beautiful. I like this a lot. Jazz is still Jazz is losing the lead.
Oh, boogie woogie and Latin jazz are like
Latin
competing.
jazz. Musical. What is musical?
Oh, it must be
Polka.
like stage.
Tango.
Must be
There
stagey.
goes tango. Tango's out now. And hid.
Well, these tango be these no.
Here comes up. Look at R&B top off. 1946 R&B.
Yeah.
Third in the lead, and the country comes back. Look at this, and then jazz.
This is when Buddha was born.
That was one of my lifetimes
And
ago.
gospel, opera's back in. Gospel again, down to the second last. There goes gospel. Look at cool jazz and folk and rockabilly. Yeah, the 50s. Yeah, see, look at rockabilly take off. It's crazy though, isn't it?
Look at that R&B.
And look, jazz is out of there. Back into fourth. Rock and roll. Look at rock and roll just take off in the 50s.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, look at
that was
that.
when blues sped up and they changed it to rock and roll and became
Yeah.
rock and roll, and then it went.
It just took off, and look, R&B is in second now, and then it's coming back. Soul music, so rock and roll and soul,
Oh, yeah.
rock and roll and pop rock.
I'm like, what about rock and soul? Like, I'm surely there
It's
should
not
have been
up there.
something
Yeah.
that genre, rock and soul.
Classic rock. Here comes classic rock in the 60s. It's coming in. It's taking over. Here we go.
Pop rocks, are they? Was that like the drug dealing era? I don't know.
In the 60s, yeah, probably. Everyone's listening to bloody The Who and Van Morrison.
Yes. The Doors.
Yeah, that's it. But look at this, and then funk.
Do they
Funk's
call it
coming
the
in
Doors 'cause,
70s.
like-
Look at that, funk just jumps straight up to third.
Oh,
But see,
yeah.
it can't take over pop rock and
It's
soul.
like
Here
the
comes disco, baby.
oh.
But see, then I
shit.
wonder if things like the Beatles are classed as pop rock then, because the Beatles were
would
so
say so, yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just things like that.
Well, that disco.
Where's disco? Oh, disco's in the top in the 75. This is amazing to see. New wave. Funk, techno pop. Yeah, so in the 80s, that's when European techno. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, about 80s. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, techno pop took over. But see, that would have been European, just dance.
That would have
dance
been,
stuff.
yeah, pretty much like when the first beat machines came out.
First kind of synthesizers and stuff, and electronic. Look at House just
That would have been-
jump.
That would have
House
been.
just jumped in 1984,
Oh, yeah.
and disco's going down.
Definitely, yeah. House is going to jump
What
all the
happened
way
to the
up.
Bee Gees? The Bee Gees are going.
Okay,
And Latin music.
1989.
Techno. Techno. Techno just took off in the late 80s.
Okay,
Indie rock
1990.
punk.
This is where MC Hammer came out.
Yeah.
Can't touch this.
Oh, Eurodance, yeah.
This is amazing to look at. Oh, I love this.
Eurodance would have
Alternative
been even like
Hip hop and rap, but look,
like Madonna.
but look,
sort of
see,
shit as
hip hop
well.
and rap's in the bottom. But see, that's it. Like, yeah, pop rock. That wouldn't have been Madonna. That would have been. Would that have been Madonna?
97 pop rock.
Indie rock, hip hop,
That would have been like, I guess pop rock would have been like No Doubt and stuff
techno
like that.
pop. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Look at this crap. This is insane.
Yeah,
and
pretty
house
much.
music, yeah. But then look, here we go. Look, hip hop's gonna take off.
There we
R&B's
go.
back in.
R&B's coming up from the bottom. All,
Yeah,
all
and
moving
look,
up.
hip hop
moving up.
rapper second.
Oh, moving down.
Right, here we go. Look, trust me. 2012, Nicki Minaj, it's gonna pop off. As soon as that shit,
House music all night long so far.
Yeah, look, here it goes. Look,
All year
2007.
long.
I bet ya. No, maybe I was wrong. 2009.
Was this like the Little Wayne era?
Maybe.
Kanye-
And Chris
Kanye.
Brown and shit. Yeah. When Kanye actually had his shit together. What? Look, 2012. I was wrong. I'm gonna say 2009 now. Yeah. But look, you can see R&B, and it just became hip hop and R&B. But where's country? Country is like what?
Country's gonna make a comeback
But look,
soon. There you
it
go.
does,
There you go.
look.
Just moved.
It's back up. It's coming back up.
2019, but it was a good little one,
But still, how crazy is that though?
It's slowing down too. Why is it going so slow?
No, it's back.
No, not for each quarter. It's going slow. Like they're moving the.
the end of what?
And it's
I guess
2019.
2019, but that's still a cool little thing. 'Cause I love those little graphs,
That's super dope.
everything, like just random things.
Yeah.
That was
There you
awesome.
go. But then obviously country's at the top now. At least for, I'd say, Western countries. Because it's just popped off. But thank you so much for coming on, Buddha.
No, all good. No,
Right.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun, right?
Yeah.
There's been so much chats, so many stories.
Yeah, that last
Something
little
to
race off was like pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. Yeah, I really do like that. Like, that's amazing, to be honest. To see how like rockabilly and everything else is just like it just popped up and pop rock and then techno
Yeah.
and like I mean it ended up with soul music and pop rock. Oh no, sorry, that's 1968, not 2019. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Though.
Oh, all good, man. Cheers for having me on.
And then so next week, my phone is dead. We have people coming on next week. I do not know who these people are at the moment because I cannot access my phone, but they are pretty cool people. So they will be coming on. Stay tuned, and I'll have these people coming on the podcast next week. Thank you again, Tim, for being the host.
Amazing. Big shout out to Tim.
Yeah.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat as well. Who's still up in here? Coops, Damo, Jack, Rod.
Cheers so much for watching. Yeah, all these guys.
What up?
Yeah. And then, yeah, as I said, thank you, Buddha. Like, this has been fun. So.
Cheers, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been good.
I should have bought more beers.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Cheers for coming on, and we'll see you soon. All right. So
Catch ya.
we got a wave. We got a wave. Yeah.